Included in the Bloody Buddy package is a sharpness gauge, and as you can see, it will fit a 2x2 Post-it note perfectly. And you slide the Post-it note inside this, and now we have slits right here that will test the sharpness of our broadhead. Now we know that there are many different ways to measure and different opinions on what sharp is, but we have found this to be a very reliable and accurate test to test the sharpness of your broadheads. So the way to test a broadhead sharpness is we use just the weight of the arrow, so we have a consistent weight and pushing pressure every time. What we'll do is we'll set just the point of the broadhead on there and then push the broadhead over, and as you can see, that broadhead rode up over the top of that piece of paper there. We know that's not a very sharp blade. That's where the Bloody Buddy comes in. We're going to use the Bloody Buddy and take some strokes, and we're going to take and put an edge on this until it'll slice that paper like butter. And so what I'm going to do is I set it flat, or you can hold it, but be careful not to cut yourself. And I just rotate the blades one turn at a time, and I'll go round and round this until I get it sharp. Now, if this was really dull, let's say I'd done a ton of practicing with it, you may need to take and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then rotate to the next orientation. But what I like to do is, once you get it close, I like to do directional sharpening. It creates micro serrations on the blade, which will create a better blood trail. So now I'm done sharpening this. Let's go back to our sharpness gauge and see how sharp this arrow is. So what we're going to do is, again, we'll set the point on there, just set the weight of the arrow, and I'll just slightly push forward. You can see that that slid right through there really nice. It rode up on it just slightly. That one just cut right through. Check the third blade. That one rode up a little bit. So I got one of these blades that is ready to go, and I got two of them that are close, but could use a little more touching up. So I'm gonna go right back to this and do some more sharpening. And I'll adjust, and I'll get myself some fresh paper here. Just by sliding my cuts over a little bit, I can reuse this Post-it note and the sharpness gauge and continue on sharpening. To get the best edge on this, we want to take, and if we got a long ways to go, we're gonna press pretty firm on the stones. But as we're getting closer, we wanna go lighter and lighter strokes. And what that does is it'll put a finer and finer edge on this blade and give us the best possible cutting edge. Now I've put an even finer edge on this. You can see that that blade wants to just cut right through this. And you want to be careful not to get your finger behind here, you'll bleed a little, because this is now deadly sharp.